Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Today, we'll celebrate our fathers.
I'm April Daines. There's a new barbershop in town that Dad would love.
And I'm Stacy Beck. Family vacations wouldn't be the same without this local company that turns 50 this year.
And we'll talk with our Miss Utah contestant coming right up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. How are we all doing?
Great!
Summer's been a while.
Finally. Yes, it's been a
It
while.
has been. I feel like we've taken the month of May off. But thank goodness, because it's crazy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Can you see?
Happy birthday.
No, you look like you're
Oh my
aging
gosh.
backwards. You look
Beautiful.
amazing.
Babe,
Guess what I went and did on my birthday?
What?
I went to Summit Spa and Float.
You did that?
Did you
and I
float?
floated. But
Okay.
you guys, it's 60 minutes. That is
Were
so...
you scared?
Of silence.
Well, and they have her radio in there softly. It was so long, though, after... I thought they probably went to lunch.
Oh, no.
Me in there.
Left you.
So finally, I just got out and I said, "What time is it?" And they're like, "Oh, you still have 2 minutes left." I'm like,
No,
I was in there forever.
Really? So
But it
what
was
is it
cool.
like? What's the sensation?
Were you scared at all?
What was it?
No,
I think
you're
I
in
would
a
be
pod and
scared.
It's like that high, and there's a light, like a really cool blue light. And
Would you do it again?
Yeah, it's for like PTSD, depression, anxiety,
right.
sleep, muscles, and I don't feel like I have
Any
any
of that.
problems. And they say at least try and give it 3 times, so I could see how it would work. And they say your first time, it just takes your body so much just to relax, but you're only in about that much of water.
But you're floating in?
Yeah, and you just totally float.
But I think that's what I would have a hard time just like letting go
no, that
to
part's
relax.
easy.
Really?
No, really.
But then that must have rejuvenated you in some way, just to be in silence.
Look at me, I'm pretty
And I was interested to read though something about, and I didn't catch this part when they were here before about like the really like cleansing, like the shampoo and conditioner. Like you can't have conditioner in your hair. Is that true?
I think it was about something about a hair color. If you recently just had your hair colored.
Okay.
Because I think there's a little hydrogen
That
peroxide
even if you
in it.
showered, like you have to shower again before you get in. Like you have to be ultra clean before you get in.
Oh, you just shower before you get in, and then afterwards just shower and rinse off. Enough about that, but I love
It was good?
Summit
Okay.
Float and Spa here in
Excellent.
Spanish Fork. We had them on. Lovely.
Yes.
They do massages, Cellusculpt, floating, everything.
Best of intentions to go. I just literally have not had 2 seconds to do anything.
Okay,
So
what's
it
up with
was
you?
a
Yes.
well-needed break. So I've just been go. So school is finally out. Ugh. Help
Except
us.
for
Okay,
awful.
guys,
Okay.
so just still rub it
We can
in.
still hold your hand. It's, yeah.
You're almost there.
Yeah, so I've been conferencing, so I've been traveling a little bit and trying to, catch up with work and then school being out and hit something on the bucket list, talk about
what was that?
cantina.
Talk about Cantina.
Yeah, so
And where's this?
it's in Las Vegas.
And that's
So-
on your bucket list.
It was.
Did you write it in your book?
I did write it in my book.
I'm so gonna get me a book.
Yeah, yes. Well, your birthday's coming. Your birthday's coming, so we won't forget you.
so
yeah, so
was this Taco
it's,
Bell everything
it's
you
like
dreamed of?
maybe, yeah. It's not really different than any other Taco Bell, other than it's bigger and it's like a sit-down restaurant type style, and then they have like all of the drinks on kind of the back bar type, and it's more just restaurant style. But yeah, it was kind of just one of those.
Restaurant style Taco Bell.
Taco
There
Bell,
you
yeah.
go. And today in the news, there's like a brand new 3-story or maybe bigger. I'm probably getting it wrong. Chick-fil-A in New York City. That's
So off she goes next
So
month.
yeah,
right,
I guess
yes.
fast food must be on my bucket list.
must
But
be.
yeah, so
That's
totally
awesome.
excited about that too. But yes, the kids are out in droves. Summer has started, and the allergens are thick.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
can feel that in all of my
You can
face
see
too.
when you go to stores and people are like rubbing their eyes.
Oh,
and you're
it's
like,
terrible.
"No."
The cotton
I get a little bit.
outside.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It'll
it's
cover
just
the sidewalks.
yes.
So what's new with
Goodness.
you?
Well, I'm excited. I've got a strawberry patch that's really big, and my blackberries are coming out. It started with just a branch, a stick from my neighbor, and now it's just exploded. It's wonderful.
So do they spread like
What? Yeah,
so
like
you need a
weeds.
thin amount. Okay.
But it's great. I love it because I'm like, I said to my husband, we could live on this. I'm not cooking. we're gonna
So you're
just
gonna live on
You're just gonna
blackberries
live on
and strawberries.
and
kill a chicken.
and kill the chicken.
Oh yeah, she's.
And he put the choker on the rooster yesterday.
Who did?
My husband. He
On
bought
what
this
rooster?
It's called a rooster, no crow rooster thing, and it's like a Velcro thing. And oh my
So it
gosh,
won't-
it was the funniest thing because then the rooster
You
just
really
went,
have a rooster at your house?
we do, and I love the sound. It wakes everyone up at 4 o'clock, and I love it. And he goes, "That's not being nice to the neighbours." But
No,
I
it's
just,
not.
I just love the sound.
At 4 a.m.
Yes, and
Well, we have a ton of roosters in our backyard,
you?
but I'm just used to it by now.
Yeah.
So,
So he
funny.
put a collar thing on it. There's
it a
no
shock
crow.
collar?
No, it's like a Velcro thing. And then he goes. No, he can't crow.
I didn't even know that was a
There
thing.
you go.
It
That's
just
my
seems
adventure,
very
my little
unnatural.
hobby
I'm
farm.
not
Not
okay
really.
with that.
Are you
Them
serious?
not crowing?
Same.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, shock
But then I
collar
grew
is
up,
not like a
shock-
but I
dog.
grew up
Right.
with peacocks, which are even
Oh, they're
louder,
really loud.
yes.
So
Yes.
I don't know.
I know.
Do you know how to can? Are you gonna make some strawberry jam?
I'm not into canning
Yes.
actually. I freeze.
I buy my strawberries.
I do
Love
freezer jam. Freezer
Yeah, that
jam.
counts.
That I can do.
Does that count?
Does that
I
count?
think so.
Freezer jam?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how to do either. I'm just counting on you.
I'll make you.
Oh.
I'll bring you one.
That's why I asked. I don't
Freezer
do
jam
anything
for
myself.
peaches. Yes, and we've got peach, we've got apricots, we've got. Yeah, I'm so excited.
I might come and eat with you.
You should, seriously.
That's awesome. That's
We have
like
some
your
little
dream come
peas
true.
sprouting.
Oh, look at you. See, I
So-
haven't gotten that far though. I'm still working
We
on the
did
garden.
we did a little
you?
garden, but not any berries.
No,
So
We put bark down, and I paid my son to do that.
Oh, there you go. So it's exciting though, isn't it? Summer's here,
Yes.
school's almost out. I'm really
And
excited.
it's so beautiful. Like every
Yes.
time I'm out driving, I just think it's so beautiful this time of year.
well, it's been a rainy season.
It
This has
definitely
been.
But I
has
love
been.
it.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's, I mean,
Clear
I'm happy to keep the rain for a while because usually here, it's cold
Right.
and then
And then
really
hot.
hot, and then we're in construction season too. So
Yes.
But it's all good. Oh my goodness. Another thing, Lowe's is coming. I just learned about that. My husband is so happy. And I said,
Good.
so we're here to stay? He goes, yes, we don't need to move. Because now
of
Lowe's
Lowe's.
is, yes, he's really happy. Because we travel
That's
to Home
perfect to
Depot.
announce where we're going to talk a little bit about fathers today.
Yeah.
Right?
Lowe's is coming.
Yes.
So is Wing Nuts, which is kind of a manly.
Wing nuts.
It's over by University Mall and University Mall Theater.
Like food?
Yeah, it's wings.
Oh, okay. Chicken wings.
So is it a full? Are they going to do the full? Like it's a full bar too, right?
It is over there, so I would assume it would be here. Well, that should make everyone happy here.
Oh, really? Wing nuts or Lowe's?
And Rumby Grill,
Yes,
Rumby
right?
grills, yes.
Yeah.
I love
And a few more unannounced.
No.
You would be in the know about that.
Yeah.
So
No,
No?
they
The
announced
Ross.
everything. They said Ross and that, but Ross is already open. I think
Yeah.
like a Great Clips and then Cascade Dental.
That's
Oh,
right,
okay.
yeah.
I think those were the other two.
Yeah. that was
Fantastic.
Yeah,
well, just
so
growing
very
in leaps
excited.
and bounds. So many
Yeah.
things to be excited about.
absolutely.
And Father's Day coming
Yes,
up.
Father's
So
Day.
Always something
Grilling
for the next
season.
3 months. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah.
coming up next, what's life like preparing for the Miss Utah pageant? We'll find out. Coming up next on Studio Chatter. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. First, you spend a year representing our fair city, then you prepare for the next big step, the Miss Utah pageant. That's exactly the path that our first guest is on. Welcome Dejana Talbot, Miss Spanish Fort 2017 to the table. Welcome.
Thanks.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready. Oh, thank you.
So it's finally here.
I know, it's crazy. I've been waiting for this since I was like 2.
And it's just right here.
Yep.
Tell us all about it.
Okay, so I have this coming week, and then next week is Miss Utah.
So what are the dates for Miss Utah?
So the dates will be the 11th through the 16th
Okay.
of June.
Okay.
And your lineup for the week goes a little bit like this. So
Yes.
preliminaries actually start on Wednesday evening, and for you that means what? Wednesday evening is
Evening wear. So I'll
Okay.
start off with
Okay.
evening wear.
and then
And then I'll go to talent and then swim.
okay.
Tell us about talent a little bit.
So my talent is a ballet variation from the ballet Paquita, which is my favorite ballet ever. It's this fun little Spanishy ballet that's got a lot of spunk and personality. So I'll kind of get to show that off on stage. It'll be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So amazing. So excited to watch you perform on stage.
Thank you.
If the public is interested in attending,
Okay.
you can still buy tickets. They're available on arttix.org. And then there are 2 free public events that we can come and support you. Monday evening, Show Me Your Shoes
Yep. Show Me Your Shoes will be at the Riverwoods at 7, I believe.
in Provo.
And what does that look like? Are all of the contestants like on parade?
Yeah, so
in their
it's-
favorite shoe?
Yeah,
Or-
so it's kind of just this big little parade. We all have golf carts and we're dressed up and we have these shoes on, and it's just kind of can be whatever you want, really. It can be about your city, your talent, who you are. So mine will be Pocahontas. That's who I'll be dressed up as because that's
okay.
my 13th great grandmother. So kind of interesting.
that.
Yeah, kind of crazy, huh?
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'll be dressed up in my
Okay.
little Indian attire. It'll
And
be
that's
fun.
on Monday, the
That's on
11th.
Monday,
Okay,
uh-huh.
then what's Tuesday?
Then Tuesday will be the fashion show at Traverse. So I'll be
Okay.
getting fitted for my outfit actually tomorrow, I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fun.
so it'll be
And
fun.
will it be from one of the stores there?
Yeah, I think it's from J. Crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of the contestants are invited to wear something from the stores at the outlet mall, and then everybody can go in and get signatures or autographs from all of the contestants there afterward. But those are 2 fun events that are free to the public
That
and
is
kind
so
of on
cool.
this end of the valley, and we can come and
Yeah.
support Dejana. And then
That's nice for it to be so local, like right here in Utah
Oh, yeah.
County. Cool. Oh, good.
So what time is it?
I think they're both at 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you were just featured in something.
Yeah, so I was featured on the Pageant News Instagram page. Yeah, and I was able to do a little interview with them and talk about my platform, Service Steam, and all sorts of fun things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun.
So tell us about your year of service, or years of service rather, and your hashtag. I mean, because that's what
Hashtag.
literally you're all about.
Yeah, so I've just had the most amazing opportunity to serve as Miss Spanish Fork this year with my service platform, Service Steam, increasing self-esteem through service, and I've been able to go to almost all of the elementary schools in Spanish Fork and to
Wow.
speak with these children and a lot of the junior highs and share my platform and just let them know that we really are the best versions of ourselves when we're serving, and that every time I go, I give them a little challenge, which is the same challenge that my dad gives me every time I leave the house every day. He tells me to do something good for someone. So I'm able to give that to the kids and able to see how happy they are when they're serving others, and it's been a lot of fun. I've loved it.
Dejana, speaking of your dad, since this is a little bit of our Father's Day
Yeah.
episode, tell us about your dad. How has he inspired you? Like, what have you taken from him through your youth?
My dad's amazing. He's the most service-oriented person I've ever met. He's the reason that I love service the way that I do, because he's always pushing me to go out of my way and do the small things and to do something good for someone each day. And he's always mowing other people's lawns on Saturdays. That's what his whole day consists of, is just going and mowing other people's lawns. And every time I'll come home from a bad day at school or something and he's made my bed or brought me a treat home, he's always bringing my mom flowers. And he's just an awesome guy. I love my dad. I'm so grateful for him and everything he's done for me.
He sounds like a great example.
He really is. I mean, I even have to brag about your dad for a minute. I've bragged about your dad before. I'm like, he is like the epitome of like the most awesome guy ever. He's taken my kids before and ran to change their diaper, and I'm like, and he's put flowers on top of your mom's car, and he really is always just extending himself. I've caught your dad in his retainers vacuuming your mom's carpet before, so that you really had an awesome example in
Maybe
your
our
house.
next episode we need
Yeah.
to have your dad.
Maybe we
on.
should.
Yeah.
Maybe
Get
we
some
should.
advice from him.
Maybe I've said too much, but that's nothing to be embarrassed of. That's so super awesome. And you're awesome. And we really,
thank
really
you.
wish you just the best of luck in the coming weeks at Miss Utah. And when you're chosen to wear the crown, you're just going to do the most amazing job.
Yay, thank you so much.
You're going to do great.
Definitely.
Thank you. I'm super
Best
excited.
of luck. You just graduated too, so now that you're a lot of transitions.
Yeah, kind
Yes.
of crazy.
Great things ahead. And we of course
exciting.
love you. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Get ready for a straight edge and some shaving cream. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. There's a new barbershop in town, and it's not your typical salon. This one caters to just men. Welcome Mercedes Reber from the Fellas Chop Shop to our table.
Yay, thank you for coming.
We're excited about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm excited.
just
Thank
for
you
them.
guys. I'm excited. Thanks for inviting me.
Men only, right?
Yeah. Yep. Men only. We do, well, boys too, men and boys.
Okay.
So it's the full barber experience.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Tell us, what is the full barber experience?
Okay, so like people come in usually for a haircut, and something that's like a little different is everyone who comes in, we like straight razor their neck. We do a splash of aftershave. We do some talcum powder on the back, like the back of their neck. We do shampoo and conditioner with a hot steam towel. We scrub everyone's scalp, which is awesome. So that's
So
what
what
we
made
do.
you decide
Yeah.
to do something solely for men? I mean, you know, you have salons that do both.
Yeah. So I don't know. When I was in hair school, I just thought I was going to do just women's. And then when I got out, I just realized that I love doing men's. And then when I was thinking about opening my own shop, there's just like so many salons in Spanish.
Yeah.
And my specialty has always been like doing guys, and I've been doing just men's hair for the last 4 years. And so I was just like, oh, you know what? There's no barber shops here. Like, let's just do a barber shop. And I was like doing shaves and stuff at home, and I was like, I don't know if I could talk my guy clients into coming and smelling perms and nails. So I'm like, barber shop only. And that's just, that's what we decided. And
Okay,
it's been
and
awesome.
I love your, I was gonna say your salon, but your shop. It's, you did a really great
Thank
job.
you.
Kudos. Like
Thank
it
you.
looks amazing in
It's
there.
fun. Like we went with like a patriotic theme, and so there's like American flags everywhere.
Yeah.
We just put up a Longhorn school today just to like, just make you feel more manly in
Yeah.
there. Have like this big skull. It's huge. It's 4 feet long. I mean, it's just huge.
Oh.
And it's just like real rustic in there. There's like wood and barnwood and metal, and it's cool.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
fun
good.
in there.
Tell us where you're located.
So I'm at 740 North Main Street, and it's just in Spanish. So it's tucked back. It's Carl's Jr., Sinclair, and right behind. So
Right
it's
in
just
that
a little tucked
plaza
back.
on the east side of Main Street.
Yep, east side of Main Street.
Okay.
Yep.
Love that. So tell us something. I've got 4 boys, right?
Okay.
And so they're mixed hair. So
Yeah.
sometimes I can do it myself, and then sometimes, I've got one with fine hair. Well, not fine, but anyway, straight hair.
Yeah.
But you know how you do all the
Lineup?
Yeah. 'cause-
So it's like we don't do a ton of lineups just
Right.
because there's not like enough people here who do them. But yeah, for sure. I mean, bring your boys down. We'll definitely line them up. We go around the edges with our straight razor too, so it's super clean and it's really nice.
That is so good.
What did you bring? So is this just for
Okay, so this is
beard
just
care?
So this is a shave. So when I'm going to do a shave, usually I'll do a haircut too. So if I'm just doing a shave, I will add this pre-shave oil. We really like this shave oil. It's really thick. It's got castor oil in it, so it's thicker.
Okay.
And this comes in and softens the hair, softens the skin. Oh, some beards are just so thick. So we'll put this on, and then we'll wrap a hot towel. And then we'll let the hot towel sit for like 45 seconds to 2 minutes. It just depends. Like if it's a real thick beard, we can go through 3 or 4 towels, just trying to soften it up. So then we'll come back through again with this shave oil.
Do you sell all of the products in your shop as well?
Yeah, yep. And so then this is shave soap. So we don't have like the bowls. We just mix them right in our shave soaps, and we all have different shave soaps. So we use a different one each client. It's all sanitary.
Do they
And
get to
then-
pick their smell?
So right now we just have one
I
smell.
love smells. Okay.
And so then we'll mix this in, get it really lathered. We'll use hot water in here too, so it's super warm. We also have a
I
hot.
want my face shaved. Just listen to
I know.
her.
I'm like, can we? I know it sounds luxurious.
This actually takes like almost a whole hour, so it's
No,
really
it does not.
Yeah.
Well, and beards seem to be very trendy now. So
even if
is
it's just a beard trim, it takes a long time.
So are you finding that you're already having like returning clientele
Yeah.
that like the
Yeah.
luxury experience?
I have a couple clients who come in like twice a week for a full shave, and so
Really?
No way.
some guys like they just don't even shave themselves anymore. They just
wait.
they're like coming in. They're
like
like,
a
you
spa
shave
for
me.
them
Yeah,
almost. Right.
yeah, and it's fun. It's so I'll do the hot lather. I'll get it over their face, and then I'll do another hot towel. Then I'll come back through with the lather, come back through, and then I'll shave. So this is my straight razor.
Use the traditional. Mm-hmm.
And this really takes like 45 minutes.
It takes a long time. Yep.
See, my husband
And it's
wonders
awesome.
why it takes 2 hours if I go.
Yeah.
So this, I'm like, what? Why?
This is such a nice
so
treat
cool.
too. Like, when we're putting in the shave soap or the pre-shave oil, we're like massaging, come up around the temples and massage like all around the ears. Like we make sure to take care of all of our guys. And so
Travis, cameraman, are you loving this?
I was totally thinking of him too. I'm like, you need to be Yes, your wife needs to get you a treatment for Father's Day.
I'm loving this.
Yeah.
we could just shave
Yeah, but she could get all softened
Okay,
and
maybe.
trimmed.
And just like massage it. I mean,
Just
Let's do a
like that.
demonstration.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, well, we'll need some hot
We'll
towels.
tell Emily, right?
so how much is this?
Okay, so if you're gonna do a full face and you're gonna shave off the entire beard, it's
Okay.
$35.
Okay.
So right now it's called the Fellows Deluxe, but I just ordered new vinyl. It's gonna be called the John Wayne, which we're super excited about. But if you have a beard like Travis, it's going to be, did I say it right, Travis?
Yes.
It's going to be 15, and we still straight raise. So we'll line it up for you, line up the top, trim it, shape it for you, and
love
then
this.
get you out
I
the
do
door.
too.
So
Like, I want to send my son in. He would be like, this is so cool.
it's awesome.
Yes,
It's
this
so
is-
fun.
This is fantastic.
So then afterwards, like I have a pre-shave or an aftershave.
Okay.
So it's the small one. Yep. This kind of burns a little bit just because like we've opened the pores. So this will close the pores. We have tons of different aftershaves that have different smells. This one we do, you can choose the smell. Most guys don't.
I'm that
Little guys are
person.
just like real simple. They're like, look, just splash some aftershave and I'm done.
Okay. Yeah.
So then we'll do a cold towel
May I?
afterwards. Yep. We'll do a cold towel afterwards, and that will finish up closing the pores. And then we'll do an oil or just like a regular moisturizer. And then that will just like moisturize their beard afterwards and leave them like just so refreshed. Both these have aloe vera too in case their skin gets red.
I love the entire experience. Like
It's fun.
it just, yes, like the whole traditional barber
Yeah.
straight edge experience. But I also love, do you remember or have you ever experienced going into the full service bathrooms where they offer you the mouthwash or the spritz of cologne or something and paying for that, when you're, to have the attendant in there. I just love, that's what I love.
being
This
pampered.
time. Yes, pampered, yes.
Well, there's so many places, like you said, for women to be pampered.
Yeah.
And so this is cool.
This is awesome.
Guys love this. Like at first they're like, oh, I don't know, but it's so comfortable. I mean, like the skin's so soft, like it's so smooth. I mean, I don't know if it's as smooth as shaving at home because I don't know myself, but I just know that it's like so comfortable. They don't flinch. Their skin is just perfect. Like it just does great.
So what are your opening hours?
So Monday we're open from 10 to 7. Tuesday through Friday we're 10 to 6. And then Saturday 9 to 2.
So we take appointments?
Yeah, so you can book through Facebook, or you can just call us and we'll book you. The appointments are nice because it's just like you for sure can get in, but the walk-ins are definitely welcome. Like especially with this being like brand new, like you can probably definitely get in.
How many people do you have working with you?
So there's 3 of us total, me being one, and then I have 2 other barbers with me.
Okay.
So there's
so cool.
always 2 of us on the floors. So
Well, I
that's
think
nice.
you've definitely picked up some new clientele. Thanks for educating us.
Welcome to Spanish Fork.
Yes.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we'll celebrate 50 years of vacations. Stay with us. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Some people like to rough it in the big, wild outdoors, or rough it in a 33-foot trailer. And nobody knows more about that kind of camping than our next guest. Welcome Rodney Miller from Miller's Trailer Sales.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thanks for being here.
It's gonna be fun.
This will be fun. Where do we start?
Well, we're focusing a bit on Father's Day.
Okay.
And so we thought it would be fun to invite you here and talk about some of the new trends and things going on
Sure.
in the great outdoors.
Great. So first, I'd like to give a shout out to my dad, who got us started in this business back in 1968. So we're celebrating our 50th year
Wow.
this year.
Fantastic.
Long time.
Congratulations.
So I was blessed with a wonderful father. He taught me a lot about life and about business, and so we're going to give him a shout out for that, and hope he gets to see this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Camping is just growing by leaps and bounds, and of course here in Utah we have just some awesome places with all the state parks and the national parks that we have here, as well as like the Uintas and Fish Lake, and
yes.
it's awesome.
Do you remember your first trailer?
Yeah, I kind of do. That was a long time ago.
Are you thinking your first trailer
Yeah.
or your mom and dad's
Well,
first trailer?
actually, Dad didn't really enjoy camping.
No way.
Really?
But
So-
Mom loved it, so
okay.
she always had a motorhome or something to take us camping in, and took us all the time. And Dad would come up maybe at night or for the weekends or stuff. But
Wow,
Really?
your mom actually drove it.
yeah,
That's surprising because I knew your mom. I would have thought it totally would have been Sid.
yeah. Dad, to start the business, he was looking for one of those slide-in campers, if you remember those back in the day,
Yes.
and he couldn't find one. This is
Okay.
back in the late '60s, and he was working for the old Gridley Chevrolet, if anyone remembers that.
Okay.
And so he thought, well, if I'm looking for one, I can't find one. And he kept running into people that were looking for them too. So he decided, hey, let's start a little business, which he did. And my grandparents would be there during the day while he was selling cars.
Wow.
And it took off. It was the perfect timing. It was the perfect place.
Wow.
And within a year, he went and bought trailers, and away we went.
Wow.
So I love camping, but when I say camping, being in a trailer, so we've had a fifth wheel and a trailer. What is a better seller? What do you think more people
You know,
buy?
it depends on the time of year. So in the fall, for the people, the snowbirds, we call them, that are heading down south to stay in them, they like fifth wheels because they're a little easier to tow long distance as well as to live in for extended periods of time. Trailers go really good throughout the summer months, and toy haulers,
Right.
let's talk about those for a moment,
Yes.
which where you can put your four-wheelers or your side-by-sides inside and haul it, are really popular in the spring because of Easter, Moab, places like
Yeah.
that, and in the fall for the hunting season.
That's so weird to me because, like, when I think of buying a trailer, I think through the whole entire year. So if you're just because you're buying it in the spring, summer, or fall, you would think it wouldn't be different. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
It really
we try and
does, though.
track that stuff. Fortunately, computers help us
Yeah.
with that now, so that we can have
That is
more
so
stock
interesting.
of certain things at the time of year that we think people are going to buy them.
Okay, so toy haulers. Do you know what a toy hauler is?
Yes, I do. Yes,
do?
I do.
Okay.
I've seen some on the street, actually, on the road. Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell our guests, what is a toy hauler?
So a toy hauler is a trailer that has been, well, actually they have them in fifth wheels that are getting really popular, and those are the big, huge ones. That the back door lets down, you fold the furniture up against the wall so you can drive your four-wheelers, your motorcycles, the side-by-sides, whatever you might have for that, up inside. So you give up a little bit of comfort to get the convenience of not having to tow another vehicle behind it.
But how many people will it sleep as well?
That's a good thing about toy haulers because
Right.
you'll usually have a front bed that two adults. Then you'll have a table or a couch that makes a bed, and then they have these bunk beds that are queen size that come down, so you can sleep
way.
4 people back there.
Wow.
The only thing that makes me nervous about those are kind of the weight when you're carrying so many extra things
They
inside.
definitely are heavier.
With the other drivers, not so much because the experienced toy hauler drivers know
It's
how heavy they are.
experienced.
But I love to see people that actually have the toy haulers, and when they get to camp and spread them out, it's so fun to see all the families because you can put the play pens in there, the
Yep.
pack and plays, and the babies are in
Yep.
the back, and all the toys are unloaded, and basically you get home
and
you
your
just
animals. Like my sister-in-law
Really?
just bought a
Yeah.
toy hauler, and she told me everything they fit in there, and then like 3 dogs. I was like, oh my gosh. What about the smell of gas?
You know,
Is
that's
that ever a
that's a
problem?
very common question. The only time it's really an issue is if your machine leaks oil or gas, or you're trying to run it inside.
Oh, okay.
And then the other big thing that we tell people, don't store your toy inside it. Transport it, but don't leave it in there month after month. And then, mine that I have has no smell to it.
Okay. So I'm going to share with you guys when we were newlyweds and just dirt poor, couldn't even afford to go on a date, we would go to trailer shops or trailer places and look through trailers because we loved it so much. We just dreamed
That's
of the
how we
day.
get you.
I know. We were just like, oh, this would be so cool. If we want 4 kids, this is the trailer we want, or this is the fifth wheel. So if my married kids always ever say, what should we go do? I'm like, go down to
A lot of people come and do that. Yeah.
So what's the price range?
Let's talk new because that's the easier one to go by. So trailers that we carry will start new in the $15,000, $16,000 range, and they'll go up. The ones that I have as high as almost $40,000. Fifth wheels will start at about $30,000, and they will go up to, in our price range, about $50,000. And of course, there's a lot more expensive ones than that, but that's what we carry.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But really, I guess you're catering to all groups, though, because I mentioned families. So you have the starter families that really do like to take the toys and the kids and blow out the back of the trailer, and it's easy cleanup. Or the families that have tradition and they go on the hunting trips and do so many many fun things that way, and it's the memories that you're building.
Right.
Then you have kind of the older generation that can afford the luxury editions and want to go hook up to cable and see all of the, hook-ins and all of the fun things across the nation. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Well, it definitely is a lifestyle, right? I mean, it has to be. It's like if you have horses. If that's not your lifestyle,
Right.
it's tough. But if it's your lifestyle, we're in the perfect place here in Utah.
So where's some fun places that you've visited?
Well, some of my favorite places, Moab in the spring is a great place to go. I don't go there in the fall because I like to go hunting, but a lot of people traveling through, we see going down to Moab. During the summer when it's hot down here in the valley, Fish Lake or the Uintas, and it's definitely cool. I mean, the highs are going to be in the mid-70s if you're lucky, so that's a good place to go. We've got the sand dunes that we just, for Memorial Weekend and Easter weekend is huge out there that people go to. All the national parks, Zion's is a big stop. I personally like Bryce. That's just a beautiful place too.
So do you find most people will make a reservation in a camp spot or just go out in the wilderness and camp?
There's a couple of different types of people. Boondockers, which is what I like to do, and that means I'm not in a campground.
Okay,
I
that's
find
what
a
we do.
spot. Yeah. And so that's totally different than in a campground. But for the campgrounds, they're starting weekends. You got to plan ahead because they're going to be full.
Right. And that's usually what, 50 a night, 100? I've never done it.
The state parks that don't have hookups can be anywhere as low as $15 a night. In fact, we've got a great little campground right up the canyon here, the river. It's a county campground.
Up on Highway 6.
Yeah, that little county one up there, I think it's only like $15 a night. It's right on that little river that goes through. That's a nice place.
Okay. So I have another question. Now with the internet, do people come in having already done all their research? They know the exact floor plan? Because my husband...
There are a lot more educated buyers that come in today, you bet.
Okay. And do the men or the women choose the floor plan? How does that
We
work?
actually, when we're selling features and benefits to the man, the constructions type of that, and we're selling the comforts and conveniences to the woman.
That
Yeah,
makes
there's a
sense.
sense.
That makes
makes
sense.
total sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Trained in pet department.
yeah.
Been doing it a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
That is awesome.
For the folks that
wonderful.
haven't visited your place before, tell us where you're located.
Well, we're up right behind the McDonald's, 950 East, 800 North. Been there a long time. And we used to be the only thing up there, but now it's kind of filled in around us. But
Right there on Highway 6, like location,
there you
location,
go.
location.
Dad knew something back then, didn't he?
Yeah, that's such a great spot.
Yeah.
So, and you do repairs?
Do repairs. We have the largest parts department in Utah County,
Okay.
so if you want to fix it yourself, we can get you the parts.
Okay. We may need to bring ours in if my hubby can't fix the
We can
problem
take
we're
care of
dealing
that.
with right now. So,
Well, I hope you get a chance to get out and enjoy it as well.
It's a little hard for me to because it's hard to go for just one day, and but it's a great lifestyle. And as far as the Father's Day thing, we got some great gift ideas in our parts department. If someone's looking for
okay.
gift ideas and you're in the RV business, come up and see us. We'll give you some ideas on some good
that's
gifts.
awesome.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, coming up next, more talk about fathers. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Well, carrying on with our Father's Day conversation. What have you learned from your fathers?
Oh, I'll let you start, Stacey. Oh, it's so amazing.
Wow. My dad and
memories do you have?
my dad taught me the love of travel.
Oh.
Like Lake Powell was his thing. And so when I was really young, I bet we went almost every other weekend. And we lived in Salt Lake.
Wow.
We were down there all the time. So honestly, some of my most favorite memories are at Lake Powell. And then to take my kids there and go with my brothers that are grown up. And my dad has now passed away. And so my mom and
That's
Oh,
nice.
I love Lake Powell. It's just my happy place.
This year.
You are?
Yeah, first time. We've actually, we're going to rent a boat, my in-laws, and so we get to
how
go.
fun.
I don't
I'm
know
really
if Lake
excited.
Powell is like an acquired place. It's hotter than Hades.
I love that.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it's just sandy, but the beauty, like
Really?
it's majestic.
Oh, that's
so
so
he,
nice.
I think he really did instill in me, the love of travel, and he was probably one of the hardest workers
Yeah.
I've ever known.
Yeah. My dad, my memories of it is he always had these different ideas about, he's one of the get rich quick schemes. And I feel sometimes, and it was definitely round about when he was in his 40s, he started all these things,
okay.
And I remember,
crisis?
yeah, I think so. I remember he brought these big, great machines, where you can put money in to get the hot chocolate. And my mom was just like, can you not just get a normal job,
Like the vending machines.
Right, the vending machines and all these different things. But I feel like now that I'm in my 40s, I was kind of doing the same thing, but he really did work hard all the time. He always had different ideas, and he was motivational books around the house and things like that. So I'm really into that too. And I think we saw my mom here, very quiet, whereas my dad is very, he's very out
More
there.
boisterous.
More boisterous and just outlandish. And I think I've taken a lot from him, but I think I'm a better version. But,
Of course we do.
right, we're always a better version of our parents. But I learned a lot from, especially the motivational and more optimistic.
Okay,
about
I love
life.
that.
Yeah. So what about
Natasha?
you, Natasha?
I think you've heard me talk about my dad before, and like
You love your dad.
I'm definitely a daddy's girl, but I think, he definitely instilled in me the work ethic because he was both. So definitely the farm guy, because I grew up on the farm, but then also he led a company for many years as well. So a lot of good work ethic that way. But I'm still learning from him all the time. In fact, I just stopped by to visit with him the other day, and it was just him and I, and he walked me around the house, and I said, I'm just getting really frustrated with planting these types of flowers every year. And he said, well, let me show you these perennials that you can plant, and showed me, exactly what I needed to do, and these will spread. And so it's just this constant learning from him, even at a grown age.
Yeah.
And he never sends me away empty-handed, no matter what it is.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so funny. I don't know if it's $1, if it's just or something, but there's kind of a joke in my family that I'm such a carnivore. Like Natasha loves her meat, whatever. So and they're always loading me up with something from the freezer. But he's like, "Come here, I just got some new meat." So he took me down to the freezer and sent me home with some sausage patties and links and some hamburger for the family. But and he's like, for the family. But he's very giving, and he's not just giving to me. He's very loving to people around him, and I think he's just such been an influencer that way, and just so full of love. But I love my dad.
That's so nice.
I like this list, or producer Pete printed up for us, and he printed all these
Types of
adjectives,
dads.
types of dads. I loved the one that stuck out to me is the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
Because especially as moms are going into summer and you're with the kids all day, and then by like 1 p.m. you're just like, you just wait until your dad gets home, and then we kind of act like there's this power that's going to come in and take over.
Yes, not so.
And they're not.
Yeah.
They're
Really,
usually the gentle giants, at least
Yes.
in my household.
Yeah.
And Keith and I both work at home, so it's kind of funny when it gets a little too loud and boisterous. You're in trouble when Dad comes up from the basement, from his office, from his work environment. He's like, if I can hear you, then then you need to take it outside or something. But he's so patient with them. He's actually probably the better parent. I'm not so patient.
I think, now that I'm married and then you see how my husband interacts with my boys, I think that's beautiful because we were all girls.
Right.
And so my husband, it was more girls with mom. Whereas he was like, why can't you be boys? I was like, do you know what I mean? That was the thing. He really wanted a boy. But anyway, besides that, so watching my husband with my boys when they go camping, or he's teaching them something, and he's more quiet, reserved, and I can see my boys, they have a little side. Luckily they developed, they've got both that quietness as well as the at different times, but he's teaching them just to be good boys. I like that,
Awesome.
just to respect me, as if I'm saying something then they ignore. He's right there saying, did you hear your mother? And I like that.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah, where
I've loved watching my husband, of course, be a father, but now a grandfather, because I think we all just chill out immensely the older we get. And I remember my mother-in-law saying that her husband was such a different man as a grandpa than he was a father, because you've just come to know who you are, and raising grandkids, you're not raising them, you're just loving them. You're raising kids. So
You can send them home.
yes, and I remember as a little girl, I loved my grandpa. I just thought he was the salt of the earth, best man. And so grandpas are so influential in their grandchildren's lives.
Yeah.
So true.
Hey, can I share this with you? Did you know that Father's Day is a big day for 70.1 million fathers in America?
70.1.
Yeah, I just had to throw
Million.
that. Million. Nearly 95 million Father's Day cards were given last year in the United States. Did you know that? Making Father's Day the 4th largest card sending occasion.
Really?
I know, right? You would think so, but yes.
I will say
indeed.
men are hard to buy for.
Yes.
They are.
When
Oh,
I
yes.
think of women, there's such an array of things. Men,
What'd you get? Tie?
Ties
I
and
always give that
grills.
to my dad. Yes,
And it
ties.
says-
socks. I used to do
Yes,
socks.
socks.
That was it.
barbecuing things I think I'm going to go towards. I know Chris won't watch this, so I can totally say what I'm giving him for Father's Day.
So
And
good, yeah.
yeah, but I liked what Rodney Miller said about the mat.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Kind of
yes.
after we filmed, he said, "Yeah." I said, "What
I
are some
like that
cool things?" And
idea.
he said, "The mat
With
for the
the-
trailer." So
yeah.
I might have to
That's
think
a
of that
good
too.
idea, yeah.
So
Yeah, what am I going to give? I don't know, just me.
just you, just the kids.
In a box. Yeah, and the kids. That's
with the four
right.
boys.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Cal Rancho always has really good
Something.
masculine
Yeah, that's
type
true.
ideas too.
Yeah.
That's true.
I've done the
And
cup.
of course, the shave.
Oh, the shave, yes.
that would be
good.
awesome.
Yes.
That would be really
Yeah.
great.
My husband's got beard, so yeah.
So I found it interesting that the flower for Father's Day was a rose.
No way.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
That is interesting.
I've never bought
No,
him
and I
flower.
don't think my husband would.
No, my.
be
Maybe
head
we
over
can work
heels.
to redefine that. Okay, moving on. There's more studio chatter on the way. Welcome back. We made it. What did we learn?
Oh, fantastic. Mercedes, loved it. The fellas chop shop.
That's fun.
And you know-
didn't really take your boys.
I really am,
Okay, I think you
yes.
should.
I really want to because I usually do cheap, which is okay sometimes, but I want to
Maybe just take them one at a time, not
That's
all four
right,
at
not all
once.
four at once. Yeah, I would. And she said something afterwards. You know the blade, because I was telling her about. You remember in old movies when you think of
With the leather
barbershop-
strap.
with the,
Mhm.
yeah, but now it's kind of it's against the law because if they bleed or something, you know.
It's not sanitary.
It's
It's,
not-
even when you go with the blades
res-
to have your feet done, you'll notice that they'll offer you the file now when they're finished
Oh, I
because
didn't
they
know that.
can't use the same file. It's all because of the sanitation laws.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
So anyway, that was really good. How they're gonna pamper your man or
Yes.
your kid or whatever. I thought that
Oh
was
yeah, that's
It was fun to
awesome.
have Rodney here. My in-laws were best friends with his parents, so we knew his mom and dad and great family. I graduated with his sister.
Really?
So yeah.
Well, that is one tradition that is just never ever going to get old. I remember our old Rancho El Rey with the red vinyl cushions. I mean, that's just one vision you never forget, and you never forget the memories, and camping and
And
good
it's
times.
now it's so important because you disconnect. You don't get service. The kids can't be on
That's
their
right,
phone, so
yes.
you're sitting around the campfire.
We try not
or
to get
playing
service.
games.
Yeah.
Yes, I love
The good
it.
trailers
I
have
love
service.
it.
No, I love it when we don't get service.
We go where
So-
there's no service. Yeah, so it's really good. Yeah. That was
And of
fun.
course, Dejana competing at Miss Utah. So excited for her.
Doing
She's
so
going to do
well.
fantastic.
You're gonna be busy.
Yes, it's going to be
You
a
will
busy
be busy.
time, and I hope that all of you come to a few of the public
Yeah,
events.
I'm excited.
That'll be good.
It's going to be great.
Well, you guys were troopers. I chose a really thick book.
You certainly did.
It is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna.
Oh, so good.
You both loved it?
Oh, I did.
So amazing.
Good,
Gosh,
really?
it really gripped your heart. It had everything in there. I mean, abuse, love, what else? Low self-esteem, and then bringing yourself up.
Like
don't you think?
that fighting spirit.
Oh,
That
I
fighting
think just-
spirit to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, really just losing yourself in that book and really feeling everything that she went
Yes.
through,
That's right,
and the
yes.
love and the hate.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of fathers, and
a nasty father.
right? But she loved him too. Like it's that
then I was
kind of that
thinking-
love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Was it
Like,
really love? Was it because she, especially the daughter, where early on she recognizes this isn't right.
Right.
Your mom's getting beaten up, but yet your father's saying, "But I love you." Do you know what I mean? Then she's like, is this what really love looks like?
Yeah.
And I thought that was
until you're a teenager. You figure that out. As a
yeah.
kid, you love your parents so unconditionally, but then you find like as you're
You realize
teenager,
there's
you're like,
something off
this,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was so visual. Like every scene in my head, it was so visual for
Yes.
me. Like I wanted to book a trip to Alaska.
Yes, that one definitely.
Afterwards, I want to go there, and just
Yeah.
describing the long, long days, and that even when it was dark, it wasn't all the way dark.
Right.
But then the winters, that it would
That
just
part, yeah, I couldn't
kind of get light, and I'm like, oh, I could not live there.
No, not in the winter.
Oh no! And
Definitely
prepping
not.
for the winters, it just seemed
Yes.
miserable. Like,
Exhausting.
and making those mistakes. Like you get one mistake.
And that's
Like,
it, yeah.
And then how the dad's kind of going crazy, and then they choose to go to Alaska, and I'm like, no, he's going to go nuts there. Don't go up there.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
Oh right,
Yeah.
and even when the fence was going up around their home,
Yes,
and
that's
it's
when I
like
was
you're
like,
like, this is
no.
it. This is something's
Yeah.
fatal here.
But I didn't feel like it was a book that you could predict. Some books you can really predict what's going to happen.
The direction it's going in.
But there were some curveballs, and I was like,
Yes,
no,
where did that
I
come
didn't
from?
see that. And the father was abusive, but you're like, is the mom and the daughter going to follow that,
Yeah.
or are they going to leave him, or is he really going to kill someone, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I also thought it really matters the choices we make, because in the long run the consequences follow. What would have happened if the mother had left a little bit earlier for the girl's, her daughter's husband to be, who in the end was trying to save her, and you know. And what happened to him? Do you know what would have happened if the mother had left earlier?
Yeah.
Had been strong enough to leave that abusive situation.
It's a great love story.
really
It was a surprise ending.
Powerful.
A
Yes, it
very
was.
surprise
Yes.
ending.
Yes.
In fact, I meant to go look afterward to see if it might be turned into a film at some point, because
could
it would
totally
be
see that.
it would be a
Totally.
great film.
Yeah. So if you
Beautiful.
are if you're going on a vacation, this is a great
summary.
You listen to it, and you said the narrator is
The
fabulous.
narrator was fantastic. I listened to it on
as
Audible.
well. Yeah.
And I
That's
just
the only
picked this
way.
copy up at Costco.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a couple months ago, but maybe they're still selling it in hardback for $15.
Amazon, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great author.
We haven't picked a new one yet, but we will by the next time
Thanks
that
for
we film.
reading it. I'm so glad you both liked it.
Oh, it was great. You're
Good.
amazing.
Very good.
When it comes to books. So you, darling. Yes, you're amazing too. Happy Father's Day to all you
Yes.
handsome men, mothers. What? Ooh, Mr. Moms, or that's what I
Hey,
meant to say.
there are some doing both jobs.
That's right. We love
Thanks
you.
for watching.
Yes.
See ya.
Thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the chatter. Tell a friend about us.
Bye.